It starts with the coup that happened in November 2017. We found ourselves under heavy sustained gunfire, and we had to make way and leave the country immediately. We left through Mozambique, lived in Kenya for a while, and came back to South Africa. This is the time when the army with Mnangagwa took over power, and then I came to live here. At the same time, in April of 2018, I flew back to Zimbabwe, and I said, I'm coming here to face charges. If there are...
Ladies and gentlemen, you all know this guy. We all know this guy, Savior Kasukuwere. Unomuziya angari momu timura president. Wangwari wesi nana Mnangagwa wesi nana Mkabe wangwari wesi. It is coming back now and they're saying, "Our name, for my elections are going to do my votes, draw vote Rosa president." But one thing I like about him, it's not always about negativity. One thing I like about him is presentable. He look the way he's wearing. It's good, man. Sema president, so manyama ada ufutirwa. The man is looking good. We don't want to lie. The man is looking sharp. But kufika kwake uku nekuya kwake nenyaya yake ari kuya nayo zvinomeka sense raumana kuti hada kuti wanzi ndivhotere iwo ipapapa. And I don't know why kuti azosvika ane within a short period of time, he's coming and say, guys, I need to campaign to become a president of Zimbabwe. Also for my upcoming elections at Kuyaya. Ndiye mkomana wanonzi Savior Kasukuwere. I think we all know him, but let's hear kuti pa interview yakaita ku SABC, aimbotara kuti kudi.
In charges against me, I was brought to court, acquitted. After the elections, 23rd September, again 2018, I flew back when they said I was a wanted person. I flew into Zimbabwe, I went through the court process, and all the charges were quashed. This is the story so far.
But did you reach out to your fellow members of ZANU-PF to try and mend their relations?
We did. We did a hell lot of work.
You know what I think? This is my thought. Kuti Munangari, I came to interview her, she was too soft for this guy. She was supposed to go to him gun blazing. I told her I don't have to talk here, guys, because this guy is no team. Murangari pa team if you remember. But now he's coming back and he's saying, guys, we know the mistake that we have done, and some of the mistakes not because I consider president currently do even tanga tiripo zvedu but ada kudzoka tigadzirisa. I don't know kuti vana vevhu muchamutambira here murume uyu nehistory yake yekwaari kubva kana kuti tongoti chete ameno ngatibvunzwai kuti vari kuti kudiko vaSavior.
From calling them to even engaging some of the liberation movements, we went to the African National Congress and a delegation was sent to engage with the ZANU-PF. With regards to our position, as former comrades, we appealed to those institutions we felt could actually be understood, from a revolutionary point of view. But it appeared they were not interested at all. And this has been going on for a very long time. And we felt now, no, we can't continue like this.
Now you are contesting elections. What prompted you to take this decision?
It is clear that Zimbabwe is going in the wrong direction. And we have to restore our country. We have to look at the best interests of our country, come out of our slumber, and go into these elections. It is a very serious decision we've taken because we realize without us attending and also making a contribution to our country's resolution of our crisis, we are going to continue down the precipice.
But you were part of the cabinet of...
Yes, that's true. And you were part of the cabinet.
Former President Mugabe. You were together with the current president and the rest of the team that is in cabinet.
Yeah, but
you couldn't resolve the problems of Zimbabwe.
Look at when we were in cabinet. Civil servants, minimum were getting about $500. Today they're getting $50. The state of the economy was a lot better than it is today. The freedoms of our people were even a lot better than they are today.
But how would people trust you?
Yes, I think that's a problem. How can we trust whatever you're saying? Even if you say Kudanzi before Emerson came in, you guys, the teachers, they were getting paid $500, which is, I don't know. I don't know if they were getting $500. But what I know is it is very difficult, man, for people to, it is going to be very difficult for people to believe you, because people, they are tired, of these parties anongweri kana angomuka, from Norway, ngoti ndada kutongovhoterwa independent zvake, but people are really tired and people, they need a change right now. So I don't know kuti his intentions or my advisors ake kana kuti ane ma-intentions aanawo ekuti, zvida kunzi zvingovhiringika vhiringika vhiringika, as usual. But guys, the guy anogona kutaura. He's very good at talking, and he's chilled and he's calm. Mr. Xavier.
When you are part of the system.
Well, but we're part of the system. I don't deny that. But we have seen exactly the ills in our system that must be corrected. We are saying we have been inside. It is also those people who have a better understanding of the inside who should be able to correct this system.
Now, looking at the current situation, there were fears that you are not going to make it to the ballot. Are you happy in relation to how those who are responsible to prepare for elections have conducted themselves, including the Electoral Commission?
I think the Electoral Commission has done its part. What I am concerned about is the general security architecture around the whole process, where there is intimidation, uncalled for intimidation, people trying to throw fears, but we're confronting that. We will be going to Zimbabwe to campaign in the country. Whatever it takes, I am going to be standing and campaigning in my country.
I would argue that when you were part of President Mugabe's cabinet, this is exactly the tricks that were applied to kind of silence the opposition.
Yes, exactly what I was saying. What I was saying. Kuti ndo ma tricks avadozoka now. The possibility is 80 to 100, percent probability kuti it might be a mind game. Edakutambwa kuti zvingovhiringika vhiringika, As we all know, these guys, they are very good, and they've done it before, and they can still do it again and again and again. But this time, you know what? People, they are really tired, guys. People, they are really, really tired. Let's hear him.
These are some of the things, in hindsight, we must correct. We can't continue in this direction. It just doesn't work. We need to restore the freedoms of our people. We can't shoot people in the streets, like what happened in August. You bring down 18 people and you simply say nothing has happened. That kind of behavior is unacceptable. What does it mean? It has affected Zimbabwe's standing in the international community. We want to restore our economy. When we are also acknowledging that a lot has happened between us, a lot happened in the past, we must reconcile our people, we must reconcile our country, and focus on the core issues. Our people are suffering. We can't continue this trajectory where there is a binary, there is toxicity, there is hatred. Zimbabweans cannot have hatred as a currency. It is not working. Look at our currency. It's collapsing on a daily basis. It means we require to restore our own economy. We've got to stabilize our own politics. We've got to be people who have one accord. We can't continue engaging the world from a different perspective, different voices, multiple voices are destroying our nation.
When I spoke to the Minister of Information a while ago, she told me that some of you don't want to go to Zim because you have cases to answer. Are you confident you'll be able to go back in Zimbabwe and campaign? Or are you going to use a megaphone?
This is the kind of intimidation. If anything, Zimbabwe is a crime zone. When some of us
kutiza kwakaita totoziva mujaya kuti variziva zvavaita vanhu. So him running away, he actually knows what was going to happen to him or what is going to happen to him. So right now we don't know whatever he's saying, because munhu azongobudikira from nowhere, vangoti aiwa mana ndada kuti ndada kutogadzikawo panyanga akutodochi chimuti, you see. So but panotomboda trust yakasimba first from the citizens kuti vazoti mukoma Xavier akatombokusai panyanga, but I don't have a problem with him, the man he knows how to talk, but I don't know about when it comes to doing the talk kuti vanozozvigona here manje, you know. But nevertheless, this interview I was actually aifanira kutombonyudzwa, aida munhu gindagori ringe chitomonyudza chaichairo pa, because these are the same people that are responsible for what we went through. You know, these are the same people that are responsible nezvaiitika my previous elections, you know. And now it's coming back and say we want to rectify the mistakes that we have done. But does it deserve a second chance? That's my question. I think we need to discuss about this in the comment section soon after you watch this video. Guys, let's come and let's discuss about these issues. This is our nation. This is our country we're talking about. Let's not be ignorant, because this is the future of our children, if I might say, you know. So we need to make sure that we concentrate on these kind of issues, which are very, very important in our lives today and even tomorrow, you know, our future, the future of our kids, the future of our grandkids. So I don't know, but in zvangu ndinoti amen, but ndiro ngoma ndiyo anotomboda mukana wekuti atombotanga kuonekwa kuti sure abude, the system abude, because it's difficult to change the system, you know. The man has been in the system for quite some time, you know. It's difficult for him just to say, no, I'm jumping out of the system, you know. Also knowing of my charges wakawandisa, you know. So I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say here, but let's continue to hear the questions that the lady was firing at him.
Were shot at. Has anybody investigated what happened? Now she comes here, tries to appear like she's a saint. No, she just came, I think she just didn't have something to do, and has embarrassed herself. We want to be serious about restoring Zimbabwe. We realize it's critical that we reconcile, reconnect with our society, and bring about a new Zimbabwe. As politicians, our haggling, our fights are not helping the ultimate objective of a better country. We now must bring to an end fear, intimidation, so that Zimbabweans can become a people who focus on the core responsibility of developing our economy.
Your key manifesto points. Can you take us through your key manifesto points?
Firstly, we must reform our country. We must reform our institutions. We must ensure that our institutions serve everybody. Renewal. Zimbabwe's leadership must be renewed. If you look at the civil service, you look in politics, it's the same characters who have been in there since 1980. It's time. We also brought in new faces. We also want to ensure that the political system that we've been using is changed. We want to bring about a broad base of people, form a government of national unity, bring the skilled people who can...
This thing of government of national unity, we have tried it before. It's a scam, you know. I hope he's not trying to bring this kind of points, you know. You know, well, this time it's going to be very serious, you know, because people are really tired. That's what I can tell. People are very, very tired, you know. So him coming in here, you know, coming through now and talking about these issues, you know, is very relaxed, you know. I don't know, man. But angachifunge mngomana ukuthi azongokuthi inene ndawuthi lasi ndawuthi my presidential candidate kuti mu-2040 ndiphinda panyanga ipapapo. But guys, let's not be derived from our what can I say? Let's not be derived from the CCCC. Let me not say let's not be. The CCC mustn't be moved, you know, or shaken by this kind of people, you know, that come and play this kind of roles at this time, you know. They must continue to do what they are doing, you know, because these things they've been happening before and they're still bound to happen even now, you know.
Make a difference to our country. I look at some of the skills we had in the JNU, Tendai Biti, Washman Ngube, people who have served in government before, Dr. Makone and many others. These are people we want to bring into this government so that we can all together work on renewing our economy.
To have a government of national unity, parties must agree. There must be a kind of, in Afrikaans, toenadering, coming together. Are Zimbabweans ready for such a move? particularly the governing party, ZANU-PF?
Well, I'm not talking about ZANU-PF. I'm standing as an independent candidate.
But you have to include
Yes, that
those
is
who
true.
are in the ZANU-PF
We are
because
expecting,
currently they're
let
in
the
government.
people of Zimbabwe now make a choice. We've had this crisis for a long time. There are so many candidates who are going to be standing for the local elections, who are going to be standing for parliament, and those of us who are standing for the presidency. So there is a three-tier system. Now, I am imploring Zimbabweans to make the best choices. We want people who are prepared to make a contribution to the revival of our economy. As our voters go to cast their votes, they must look at the characters. These are the people who are going to
what he's saying right now is true. It's now up to the Zimbabweans to choose the right candidates. You know, it's now up to the Zimbabwean, the citizens, to choose the right candidate. And we have got the candidates that we know, because these are the giants. It's either we continue ngoma ndio, or you need a change, or I don't know, or pachangorowa inogara chingorowa makore nemakore. But right now, if these things happen, if the same party remains in power, guys, it's another 5 years of suffering again. It's another 5 years of crying. Especially I don't understand. Kuti, why people they don't like change. Because especially the people that are suffering, people that are working in the people that are working, my teachers, my doctors, my police, my nurses, my soldier, this is the time for certain people, to make the right decisions so that your kids can have what they deserve, so that your kids can live the best life. Let's make the right decisions at the right time.
to draw leadership from all the political parties. Once we have assumed the reins of the country as president, I shall proceed to set up a cabinet composed of all the various elements from the various political parties, including the independents who are standing. Because this is the thing we must do to bring about an end to the toxicity in our society. We want to relive the moments we had in 2009, which were a lot better than what we're going through today.
When I spoke to Professor Moyo, your former colleague in cabinet, Jonathan Moyo, he told me that the opposition is weak. Do you agree?
Well, that's his view, and I'm sure that's what he was looking at that point in time. And at that point in time, I'm sure I had not made my announcement that I'm coming in.
Going forward.
But the opponent is not weak. I think the opponent, they've been quiet for some time because they were trying to not to allow the enemy to know their strategy, and they've been quiet so that but guys, we know what ZANU-PF, they are the giants in this game. They are the giants in this game, and they can come from different angles at any given time, but I don't know, right now things are getting serious, but ZANU-PF yakatochila hapana pressure, avatomborina kana pressure, but that vanenge vatitoziva kuti bhori ravo vacharikikira mugedhi ripi rachona, but nevertheless we just let the process, the process go through, and people, they must keep their faith, and people, they must keep what they believe in, and when you go to vote for whoever you want. Munhu unowanzovhotera kuti zvinoenda nekuti ndiani uri kubhilievha kuti anochinja life yako, so it is very important kuti mazuva atipera, don't be bored usati kuti vote yako itengwe nezvinhu zvisina basa rese. You really need to realize kuti pane ma-important issues arida kuresolvwa. So your vote, your choice. We can never push everyone could no vote for this person, vote for this person. But your vote is your choice. But this is the time to make the right choice.
There are lots of issues in Zimbabwe. Let's talk about the patriotic bill. Some say it's not a bill, it's not an act. Of course, the president still has to sign and ratify. But that clause, so controversial.
This is our country together.
The
Zimbabwe
economy?
belongs to all of us. Look at what it's doing even in the economy. The whole empowerment schemes have been scrapped. What does he replace them with? Bribe taking, individuals making more money. Look at the mineral wealth our country has, and look at
but mukuru manje, I think mukuru pavari wrong ndepekuti iwo vari kuti iwo before paita coup yakaitika things were going well. I don't know. But guys, were things going really well in Zimbabwe when these guys were in power? I don't think so. Yes, we know good things they have worsened from where they were before, but I think in the 6 and 9, and we are trying to clarify kuti zvakamira so zvakadai maticha izotembera mari yakati maschemes atakasiya, but guys, people, they were still suffering even before. So I don't know kuti if you want to bring the same ideas that we were doing before, I don't think there's going to be a change. You must come in as a fresh man, you must come in as someone who is really, really meaning to start afresh, and correcting all the mistakes that you have done, which you have said earlier on, and I think which is a good thing. But now it's up to the citizens to say, you know what, Mr. Xavier, we trust you and we're going to vote for you. But I think it is going to be very, very difficult for people to do that.
Look at the state of our hospitals. Look at the state of our roads. Look at the state of our education institutions. Look at what the civil servants are getting. People have no water. We've run for almost 2-3 years without power. Yet the country is saying we're generating a lot of income. Where is
But
the money
they are
going?
saying it's a legacy of President Mugabe's administration.
Mugabe was
that you
never
were
in
part of.
cabinet by himself. Nangagwa says he was with Mugabe for 55 years. I'm for 53 years. So who was longer with the other? I am 53 years old. He says he worked with Mugabe for 55 years. Who's more culpable, me or Emerson?
Your message to Zimbabwe.
Messi mangofanana because Messi dai pasina kuti nawe kuti makazongotanga chimuti ikoko, but Messi makangofanana. Kungoti mumwe zvake ndiye achazotonga for a long time, but I think zvaingoitika paipa maingotsigirana Messi ipapo, even anenge achiporonga mune kutsigirana, but now you're coming back and you're it's a blaming game. I don't think it will work like that. People are really tired, man. People, they're just tired. They need something new. You could be, we cannot deny that, but we're saying people, they are really tired. They need a shift, the country needs to shift, and it needs fresh blood.
Ahead of elections. Not only Zimbabweans, you have many Zimbabweans in South Africa. Their story is pathetic.
I agree.
I had the minister break. There are candidates who are complaining.
There has been kind of problems.
I think that is it for today, guys. With Mr. Xavier Kasukuwere, varikunovhotera vavhotere muchifara. The guy akapfeka kadressing kakanaka kumana akapfeka akafitwa neupresident wacho zvikutodaro. The way he speaks, his eloquence, but this time we're not looking deeper into these things. We want a change, a real change, and we want our country to be democratic, not on the paper or on the ways, but we want it in real life. But people, they must be free, freedom of speech, freedom of everything that you might think of, and that's the kind of governance that the people are hoping for. That's why people, they need change. Vanhu vatambura mana paZimbabwe apa isu tatambura mana tiri foreign land, and we need this change. Let's do it together and let's act wise. Thank you so much. Signing out, yours, Chimuka.